global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. There was a lot of reactions that went down during the press release made by Governor Charles Soludo over the sit-at-home order being abolished. A lot of people were complaining that he had a meeting with trade unions, market women and men, and union leaders, that it's not good enough, that he should actually meet the agitators directly so that they can know their feet, knowing fully well that the lives of people are involved. Well, he has decided to, clear the air over the matter, and all of them all insisted that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, as that is the crux of the matter. This is what he has to say. But before we go into the news wrap, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's go straight into the news of the day. According to Soludo, a Nnamdi Kanu release will be negotiated. Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has finally said the agitation for the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, that's Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, his release will be negotiated and approached with a lot of diplomacy. Governor Soludo, who stated this during the town hall meeting he had with the market leaders and the leaders of different transport unions in Oka, noted that violence would not solve or resolve the problem. Governor Soludo maintained he'd endorsed the recent statement made on March 7, 2022 by the joint body of Southeast Council of traditional rulers and bishops, archbishops, and on peace and conflict resolution, and requesting for a tripartite discussion between them, the presidency and Southeast governors, to deal with the conflict in the Southeast, especially in relation to Nnamdi Kanu, the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), and the Eastern Security Network (ESN). The governor, however, called on all the Igbo brothers with arms to lay down their arms, as his administration does not encourage shedding of blood of any sort. Maintaining that Anambra has all it takes to be great, Governor Soludo noted that anybody or anyone is important, and everyone is important to the development of Anambra State. Categorically, he's actually asking that everyone involved should please be patient. If you look at, let's just quickly look at this very quickly before, look at the pulse of Nigerians. At the beginning, when he said that, a lot of people were saying, but when I went through comment section, we're really interacting in the previous videos. A whole lot of us talked about it. Some persons were saying that there's no need to beating around the bush, that Soludo should know, Professor Soludo should know the crux of the matter, that the whole thing starts and ends with the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That as soon as his release, it all started with the detention of Nnamdi Kanu, and it will end with the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So a lot of people were thinking, or were saying that in summary, that Soludo is playing to the gallery. He should just do the main thing and all will be settled. I was of the opinion then that just maybe Professor Soludo, having also been in government of power, being in the corridor of power, and also associated with leadership, and also having also felt the pulse of his people, on the streets, in the parks, trade unions, and all that. He understands their pains and their plight, and the crux of the matter. But he cannot wake up one morning and take that decision on his own unanimously. This is something that has to be approached with diplomacy. I think at some point we mentioned it earlier, but a whole lot of people are just saying, just release him. I don't think it works that way, because I believe that for him to be released, there has to be some compromise here and there. There has to be some agreement, sacrifices made here and there. Don't forget that this whole thing began with the marginalization of the Igbos, and Nnamdi Kanu said to take it upon himself to ensure that the Igbos are liberated from Nigeria to have their own independent state called Biafra. But along the line, he started exposing a lot of things, saying a lot of things, and now, to a great extent, he gathered a lot of followers that love him to their life. Now, with that, and he's now in detention, look at the level of insecurity that is going on in Southeast. So, to a great extent, you would understand with the government when they said, okay, we will release him on political solution, probably on some grounds. You got to sign this, you got to sign that, you got to sign that, so that this whole Biafra agitation will not escalate and we can have a peaceful country. On that, and now they are insisting Mass Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And with a lot of diplomacy here, he's trying to say, okay, we can release him, but diplomacy have to be applied, negotiation have to be made. And now you understand to a great extent, please with due respect, why the likes of Simon Ekpa is now trying to take over, so that in case if he's compromised in the verge of him coming out, it will still move on with him. But there's still some background movement going on, background movement going on. Some persons of the opinion that this scamming has already begun. And so you now see that it's now a complex issue altogether. But he's pleading with his people, can we not just can we just allow peace to reign? Let's not allow bloodshed to become the order of the day, especially in Anambra state. This can still be done, but it can be done through negotiation, through diplomacy, through a one-on-one interaction. But the people are insisting, while you are waiting for the negotiation, while you are waiting for the interaction, while you are waiting for the diplomatic relations that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the sit-at-home continues. That's the whole essence. If you want this whole sit-at-home to stop, cease now, begin the negotiation now, okay, and ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released anyhow. But the little we know, or the little we feel we know of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially from all his broadcasts he makes, it looks like someone who may not want to apex signature on something that may trouble him tomorrow. But then, if he apexes the signature simply because he wants to come out, that means he will be bridging contract if he goes out there again and continues with what they said he shouldn't do. So you now see that it's a dicey one. It's either he doesn't want to sign whatever it is they brought to his table, or if he signs it, for him, agitation is now a dead end. Then that means you now have someone else who's moving on with speed, which is Simon Ekpa, and he's not ready to let go. He's ready to move with the speed of light. Now, with that happening, we now have a situation in the house. So you may not be looking at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone in this whole Biafran struggle. You may be looking at myriads of people who have come out one way or the other, making the same statement of Biafra exit and Biafra restoration. So it's kind of complex. One Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes off, another is taking over. Okay, autopilot has begun. It looks as if it's not stopping, but let's see how it plays out. We're just about a few hours away from Monday, and let's see how it plays out. If the people will obey the new governor, that's Soludo. I mean, the market women will come out and all that, and civil servants will go to their various places of work, and transport workers will come out en masse to ensure that vehicular movement is uninterrupted. But then again, will the autopiloters fold their hands and see Soludo's directive being obeyed? We're going to find out in a few hours from now. But let's meet in our conversation now. Before we do that, what's your take on what is going on?